Welcome back, guys, to Tales of Xillia. After meeting up with Jude and the rest of the party at the Xailen temple, we kind of wonder what's going on with the remainder of the Chimeriad here as well. We've already buffed our party up in terms of strength, in terms of some new equipment and whatnot, so it's time to find out what's going on and who on earth is this lady that Jude picked up and direct tethered with that made Milla so jealous. Let's go inside, find out.
You've come.
So in the end, you've chosen to trust that man. You're more naive than I thought, Maxwell.
Tell us what your purpose is for bringing us here.
We will stand and fight against those invaders. If you intend to challenge them yourselves, we won't attempt to stop you.
But first, there's something you need to tell us. I want you to tell us what you know about the schism.
What's that?
Two millennia ago, I cast the spirit art, Schism. It created a new world and sealed it away. That world is yours. It is known as Reiza Maxia.
Did Milla just say that she created the entire world? Wow! She's like a goddess or something!
It was for protecting spirits and humans.
Reiza Maxia is sealed. That implies the existence of another world outside the schism, does it not?
Yes. And that world is called Olympius. I was gravely mistaken about the Lance of Kresnik's true purpose. Exodus convinced Noctigal that it was a weapon, but all along they were plotting to create a device that would dispel the schism.
Dispel the schism? To what end?
I do not know. I wonder if perhaps they were looking for a means to siphon mana back to Olympius.
No. All Exodus ever wanted was to go home. Back home to Olympius. It's all we've wanted for more than 20 years since we became trapped in Reiza Maxia. We needed to find a way to either break through the schism or dispel it completely.
But in order to dispel the schism, they would have to find a way to eliminate its creator.
I see. So that's why Exodus kept trying to kill you.
It doesn't add up. What is Gillen's master plan?
I'm confused. I still don't understand.
Gillen's actions are not going to get Exodus home any faster.
He didn't need to bring the whole Olympian army. In unifying Reiza Maxia, that was never our original intention. Xillen must intend to make use of Reiza Maxia with the schism intact, but for what purpose? That's it. The Otherworld reactor plan.
What?
Huh? The hell's that?
Most folks knew it as the Spirit Fuel Plan.
That sounds bad.
I remember my cousin telling me about it when I was still a kid back on the other side. Something about capturing spirits and using them as fuel for Spyrexes.
So you're saying Gillen's ultimate goal is to corral all the spirits?
But that doesn't make sense either. If all he wants is spirits, then why bother with the lies? Unless he's planning on trapping us in Reiza Maxia for our mana lobes.
He seeks to use the people of Reiza Maxia as a power source? The man is insane.
Gilland most likely returned to Exodus HQ on the ocean. The Olympian army is with him, so getting there by boat won't be easy.
Well then, perhaps we can commandeer one of the flying ships they have, docked at Cambalar.
Oh yeah, right. Because that sounds easy.
It may indeed be our only option.
Very well. We attack tomorrow.
Wait a minute, Gaius. Aren't we gonna team up on this? I mean, we both want the same thing, so...
It's not a social gathering.
Just how stupid are you anyway?
It was Maxwell who created the schism, and trapped us all inside of it in the first place. Imprisonment is not so easily forgiven. It's entirely possible we may end up fighting each other again.
I'm sure you can understand why we're not ready to get all buddy-buddy with you.
Like I said, do what you want. Just make sure to stay out of our way.
Can you believe it? The nerve of those guys!
They must be short-handed. Why else would they share that kind of information with us?
Despite what they said, I still believe that they are counting on all of us.
For now, at least.
I really don't trust this blue floaty lady we've just let kind of join us. She looks sinister.
Well, we got a sub-event here, chat with Wingul, something else leading on to some more events, I'm guessing more than just a skit, but yeah. I like how no more explanation has been given towards her being there. And nor did Gaius care. That's weird as well, you know what I mean?
And you'd think Milla would know a bit more about this enemy she sealed us off from, seeing as she made the world.
She could tell us the reason exactly why they sealed it.
Oh well.
But at least we now know the resource that they're after in invading. People's brains!
It's the Matrix in space.
Right then, let's see about this chat with Wingul.
Perhaps this is the opportunity to speak to Wingul that I've been waiting for.
Where would he be? Where would he be? That's what I want to know. What's this say? There are 2 rooms on the 2nd floor. Lord Wingul invites you to use them as you see fit. We're being invited to go to bed or something. What were you going to say?
I can't remember now.
I can't remember now. Right, well, we obviously need to talk to everyone here to board things further, but just wondering where Wingul is then, so we can have a chat, just in case we might miss something by moving things on. Where will I find you? Party members change? Well, party members aren't even here anymore, I'd imagine, unless we just miss a chance to talk to everyone. We got ourselves a skit here, and it seems a lot of talking to do.
My neck is killing me.
Did you sleep on it wrong?
No, it's been this way since I was swept into the Fezabel marsh flow.
I have a poultice you can use, although it was intended for lower back pain.
Jude, it's pretty faint, but I think there's a footprint on your face.
Huh. I did have a dream that Agria was repeatedly stomping my head.
From the size and shape of that footprint, it would seem that dream was no dream at all.
What is wrong with her? Why would she do that?
Maybe she was trying to apologize, saying we got off on the wrong foot?
Oh dear. I'm going to chalk this one up to a concussion.
You don't know how close you just came to getting another boot in your face.
What?
That was a bad joke worthy of me. We got ourselves another skit here, looking out for little sis. I'm just wondering when Jude was sleeping near Agria. Still, let's watch another one.
I'm sorry for getting you tangled up in this war.
Not at all. I welcome the opportunity. As a spirit, I can never forgive those who use Spyrex.
It is good to have your strength on our side. You have my gratitude.
Your gratitude? As a big sister, what choice do I have but to keep my little sister out of trouble?
A bit condescending, aren't we?
Ah, isn't it wonderful to have a family?
Is that what we are?
It would seem so.
I want proof. Birth certificates, photos. Who are your parents?
They're so alike, though, with the condescending nature. I think that's what Jude was getting at there. Right, so shall we talk to, not so much the axis of evil, but definitely some weirdos that always want to stand in our way here. Not thankful for the imprisonment? We don't know what they were saved from, possibly, by the schism, the whatever. Shall we talk? Chesty LaRue and... Oh, we haven't got a nickname for Presa. For Agria.
All of the ones I can think of are far too rude.
Psycho something addict insane. That's what I'm going with, yeah?
Okay.
What do you want?
It's about Jiao.
He's dead. Did you think he somehow survived that?
Know what I heard? I heard he died protecting a spoiled little brat and her stuffed dolly. A fitting end for a foolish old man. How could you? Don't you talk that way about him! You got a problem with me saying the truth?
That's enough, Agria.
It's not even close to enough. The lives of the Chimeriad belong to His Highness. But that old fool threw his away for some sniveling brat.
That's true, but his sacrifice did give His Highness a chance to escape.
He was an idiot right until the end. Always giving me candy when he saw me, like I was some sort of little kid. He just needs to die already.
He did. With Jiao gone, the offensive might of the Chimeriad has diminished sharply.
Ah! I'm all the offensive we need. That goes for you too, Grandma. No one will miss you when you kick off.
I'm relieved to hear that.
Just you watch. I'll protect His Highness all by myself.
I'm getting a headache. How am I supposed to relieve this stress when there's no one left to talk to or have a drink with?
So, that's it? We're never gonna see Jiao again.
I guess that's the function Jiao provided in their friendship, but, wow, she's insane.
I always find it really puzzling how nobody actually, like, rises to her goading them and, like, smacks her. In real life, I think somebody would take the bait and just take a swing at her.
I definitely would as Presa. I definitely would any of her comrades, considering how she treats them. Mind you, I was thinking during that how much of a perfect match Ivar and Agria would make.
Yeah, that's true,
If they had a child, can you just imagine the flailing motions that would keep happening? They'd just be walking around going, "Wah!" It would just be insane. Insane.
Exaggerated gestures.
Yes, indeed. And complete and utter not saving the world and not being powerful at allness. Yay! The superpower of that child. Should we talk to Wingul? Rowan wants the discussion after all.
Wingul, there's something I would like to ask you. Am I correct in my understanding that you led Ajul's armies at Fezabel Marsh? Using boosters to move through the marsh was a brilliant strategy.
Are you mocking me? That strategy played right into Gillen's hands.
You aren't the only one who failed to see through Gillen's facade. I share the same shame.
I didn't realize someone who turned his back on his duty had any honor left to lose. Is that what you're doing here? Some sad attempt to return to the battlefield and erase your shame?
How can you say that? Don't you make fun of Rowan. He's a great guy for someone who's so old.
You were a skilled tactician in your prime, I grant you that. But how much of that skill remains today? Former Chief of Staff Ilbert. Care to play a game?
A game, you say?
A mock battle, using a real military map. But of course I would understand if you were reluctant to see how time has ravaged your talents.
You don't need to buy into this.
I accept.
This board lets us control data from historic battles and see different ways they might play out.
And what battle is this data from?
20 years ago, on the Fezabel Outback.
The Battle of Fezabel.
The struggle between the armies of Rashagal and the former king of Ajul.
Correct. It was a tragic battle in which both armies suffered heavy casualties from a giant tsunami. It was Ilbert the Conductor's one and only draw.
And you wish to recreate that battle now?
This is no recreation. If I had led Azul into battle, we would have won. That is what I will prove here today. Formation Ichthyes. All troops advance.
The core of the Rashagal army is being pushed back.
Left and right troops spread out to the wings. Surround the enemy's vanguard.
It's no good. The vanguard is unstoppable. What is this power?
That's Gaius' unit. Their first time in battle. You won't surround them so easily.
Both wings advance. Circle to the enemy's flank.
Planning to launch a counterattack from my flank? Such a boring and predictable response. I'll simply attack while your troops are changing course. This battle will be won before the tsunami hits.
The enemy is turning faster than Rashagal.
Look out!
All troops maintain forward movement. Your goal is the high ground behind the Azul army.
What?
Rashagal's army is assembling on the hill.
It's over. It is impossible to defeat a defending army on high ground in so short a time. Soon the tsunami will come and engulf the plains. You will have no choice but to retreat.
And this is what you call a victory?
I am satisfied simply not to lose.
I see. Thank you for the match, Conductor. We will settle this in a different way.
Sore loser!
You did great, Rowan.
It's because I failed in the past. If only I had used this strategy back then.
I think it's great you learned from your mistake. You're still growing, even at your age.
Indeed. And I still have a great deal more growing to do. I may even grow out of these clothes one day.
Only if you start eating burgers regularly.
This is Japan, man. You're gonna shrink.
Yeah,
You
true.
grow out of it in a different way. Right, should we head back inside then and talk to our party members?
Sounds riveting.
Mind you, I thought, their plan was a bit weird because basically the plan, they were hearing each other's tactics. They wouldn't be able to do that on the battlefield. They'd be able to see them and react, but they wouldn't be able to hear them straight off like that. And then they had past knowledge of the tsunami coming, so that completely influenced the strategy. But yeah, a draw is a draw. It's not a loss, which I think he always had that thing to not lose, didn't he? In his mind. So, let us talk to Rowan, the conductor. It may take a little time for me to process this information, I'm sure. Can you tell us who Muse is? Someone? Muzit Muse? I'll go alone if I have to. Farewell, Alvin, then. Guys and his Chimeriad whatever think they're such hot stuff. Come tomorrow, we'll wipe the smokes off their faces, I'm sure. I'm so tired, so much has happened, everyone just wants to go to bed. Let's get some sleep. Seems everyone is off for a nap, though hopefully nothing happens in the meantime. I was wondering what was going on there. I thought there was some kind of shiny or ivory treasure. No such luck. There's many rooms to go through, though. Right, so we can go on the outer edges. Is that a ladder? No. Just wondering if there's nothing out here whatsoever. Interesting. Let's get ourselves into some beds. Or not. Xailen Temple Room 1, that is. Which way to the beds, sir? Which way to the beds?
It kind of implied we'd been asleep already, what with the whole dream and foot stomping on face.
Which is, maybe it happens now. Maybe we'll see something weird.
Didn't we agree that I would kill you for this sort of thing?
Good luck killing me when you're dead.
You got a message earlier today. What did it say?
What's it matter?
At first, I thought you were just in shock over Gillen's betrayal. But the timing wasn't quite right.
My mother is dead.
It happens. All humans die.
That your idea of sympathy? First Gillen betrays me, then my mother dies. Life sure is peachy.
Do you still want to return to Olympias?
What other choice do I have?
But I'm not going to die.
What's that got to do with anything?
Would you consider staying in Reiza Maxia?
What?
Would that be so terrible? You'd be with Jude, and me, and everyone else.
You're the first person to offer me something like that after finding out who I really am. You're out of your mind.
And so it seems Alvin's mother's dead, but it seems that Milla is chasing after him, possibly?
I think he's going to turn out to be a stalwart character. It's kind of like the rogue one. It's like Isabella as well in Dragon Age 2. You have to trust them to come to you if you keep treating them with respect. I guess.
And they will. They will flock to you like a shepherd with a flock of sheep. I'm sure that analogy works somehow in my brain. But that's it for today's Tales of Xillia episode. We've learnt more. We've talked to the enemy, found out a lot of conversation time with them.
What's with all the panty shots they were doing?
We ignored them completely. You can't look now, for example. They're wearing shorts. They're not wearing panties. They're wearing bloomers.
That's kind of boy short style.
Yeah,
I like
boy
those.
short style. Boy short style. But yes, and Alvin's loss might change his character. We'll see in the future. So join us for more Tales of Xillia next time. Bye-bye.